Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Wednesday, the 11th of June. Reading through Deuteronomy with Machain, we read chapter 16, in which Moses speaks about the three great festivals of the nation, the Israelites. That was the festival of unleavened bread, the festival of weeks, also probably a harvest festival, and the festival of tabernacles. And he gives the following instruction for them. He says in verse 14, "Be joyful at your festival, you, your sons and daughters, your male and female servants, and the Levites, the foreigners, the fatherless, and the widows who live in your towns." So it gives them this instruction. When you have this celebration, when you have these festivals, be joyful. And he continues in verse 15, "For 7 days celebrate the festival to the Lord your God at the place the Lord will choose. For the Lord your God will bless you in all your harvest and in all the work of your hands, and your joy will be complete." And as I read that, I had to stop and think, what does it look like to be joyful? What do we do when we celebrate? And you think of somebody celebrating a birthday or a wedding celebration. What does that look like? And you realize that there's all sorts of things that go with it. Usually food. Certainly that was the case with the Israelites. They had to bring their sacrifices and eat them together. There was food. There was dancing. And if you see so much of a Jewish tradition, there's dancing involved. There was probably laughter. There was feasting. There was family and friendship. There was all of these things. And I stopped and I thought, what do church and Christian celebrations look like? And unfortunately, there's a tendency sometimes for Christianity to be quite serious and a little drear. And you crack a joke in church and sort of people aren't sure whether they should laugh or not. Is laughing appropriate in church? And I know of some Christians who actually adopt that approach, and they say, no, never mentions Jesus laughing. We mustn't laugh as Christians. We must be serious. You think, how's that going to commend the gospel, the good news, to the world? No, we must rejoice. Christians should be the happiest, most abundant, most attractive people in the world, because we're commanded to celebrate. And Christian celebrations should outdo all other celebrations, to be joyful and to rejoice. That's happiness. That's having a party. And that's what we should be like. And some people will say, well, but sometimes sort of things aren't going well. And the real source of our rejoicing, we need to always remember, is eternity. In Luke's Gospel, the 72 go out and with Jesus' command, they drive out demons and they come back and rejoice and say, Lord, even the demons submit to us. And Jesus says to them, do not rejoice that the demons submit to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven. That's the ultimate source of rejoicing. Our names are written in heaven. We have this heaven to look forward to, and irrespective of what happens to us here on earth, our names are written in heaven. Our eternity is secure. We will be feasting at the table at the wedding supper of the Lamb. That's where our joy comes from. So an encouragement to, in life, be joyful as much as you can. Find things to rejoice about and be prepared to rejoice. That's what we should be doing as Christians. And it's a challenge to myself as a leader of the church, and I think to church members. How do we celebrate and rejoice as Christians in our meetings? Worth thinking about. And always remember, we are blessed.